John Thielen's Destination Fish is brought to you by Alumacraft Boats.
There's one.
Look at that. Looks like a good one, too.
Oh, yeah.
Good fish?
Good fish.
Okay. Let me swing the boat a little bit for you here.
All right.
Okay. Here's the thing. You don't have much line out now.
Yeah.
We're in a totally different deal than we are with lead. Why don't you step forward and let me get that downrigger out of your way. I dropped that rigger just a foot, and that fish hit it. Good fish, isn't it?
It's a good fish.
Right to me. Ooh.
Ooh, come on, come on.
Good fish.
There we go.
What a way to start. Downrigging. This is the real deal when it comes to hunting for fish. Ooh, got that line in my watch there. Hunting for fish and getting lines down, getting lures down that normally would not go as deep as what we're fishing. Awesome walleye to start, buddy. Nice
Perfect.
fish. That's an awesome fish anywhere you go. Downrigging though, let me tell you, you can put it on them doing what we're doing today, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how to downrig. Well, it was not in our plans leaving the harbor this morning. We have been chased up north into a protected area of Lake of the Woods to avoid a storm packing some big wind. It's a different deal, but the fish are still biting.
Oh, there's one there. Oh,
Look at that.
Yep.
It's a good start. Little change here that we made. Oh yeah, good fish.
Yep.
Good fish. Exactly what we came up here to do. I'm gonna explain something to you that is a little bit out of the ordinary for a lot of people. For me, I don't even think twice about this. What we did is we came up shallow. There's some weather gonna get around us here. We wanted to try to get a few eaters. You know, fish like that right there, just great 14-inch fish. We'll chuck him in the live well here. But what we're doing now is we're fishing shallow. And when I say shallow, I mean really shallow. We're in 12.5 feet of water, and we're gonna slide all the way up and go along this reef in 11 feet. But here's the thing, we're still gonna downrig. You can still downrig in this type of stuff. All you're gonna do is just run those balls. What I set them up at is 8 feet here. But you can still downrig in this stuff and be really, really effective. Because ultimately you can put your lines, your lures right at that exact spot. And I mean, we just started and that fish smashed it.
Yep,
I mean,
yep.
That's quick way to get on fish and put your bait in the right spot and run right over the top of them. And the other thing you can do is you can be really precise because we don't got a lot of line out that way. So ultimately the lines are pretty well straight down and then straight out from the downrigger ball, so we can steer and stay right on these fish and stay right on a break line. While we get Steve's lure back in the water, let's take a look at this week's logbook. Today we started fishing the deep basin in 28 to 29 feet of water, pulling big bandit walleye lures. With the weather building, we shifted gears and depths, moving to shallow reefs in 11 to 13 feet of water and pulling smaller walleye divers. High speeds, up to 2.5 miles per hour, and precise depth control are the keys to catching fish of all sizes today. Finding calmer water on the north end of the lake was a good move. Steve has another one hooked up. The live well is going to fill up fast at this pace. Just as good as those other eaters. Perfect. Unhooked himself. Come here, buddy. We're going to throw together dinner here before the weather gets here. Let me explain the spots to you that we're fishing today. A couple different spots. One, the first one was the basin. We were just fishing an area down there, 29, 28 feet. And all we're doing down there is looking for fish. When I find fish, we're dropping the riggers on them and we're trolling over them with big cranks. Now up here, we've changed tactics a little bit. We know this is gonna be a little bit more the eater type deal. So what we're doing here, switched over to smaller walleye divers, and we're just trolling right along an edge. Here I'm looking at 11.5, 12 feet of water, 12.5, and I'm just working the edge of this reef back and forth. That's the difference between the two spots today. And realistically, at this time of the year, you get into mid-August, you're gonna find more of your bigger fish out off the structure, out deeper. But you can still, especially when you got a wind like we got today, and that's why we chose this spot to come looking for our eaters. There's wind coming in here, and man, I'll tell you what, you can get on them pretty good in this scenario. John Thielen's Destination Fish is brought to you by these fine sponsors. We have it dialed in on Steve's side of the boat. It always amazes me how lure color can make such a big difference. This is fast and furious when you get in it.
Oh yeah,
Good walleye.
that'll work.
Good keeper. Nice fish. Good job, buddy. I think I got one over here too.
Here, I got this one.
Nope, that one's off. Okay. You want to talk about chaos? Oh, perfect. Unhooked and everything. Yep. Throw him right in the live well. Great fish.
Right, man.
Another good keeper. We're on them fast now. Hey, let me tell you while we're doing this, you know, I'm just talking a lot about downriggers today because I think they're so overlooked as a great way to catch fish in general. We're gonna change this one out because that purple's catching them.
Yeah.
But one of the things I'll tell you about downriggers is what you see me using, these are hand cranks. These are Canons. As far as I'm concerned, there's no other brand anywhere near the quality and the functionality of a Canon. But I'm using simple crank downriggers, hand cranks. But man, I'll tell you what, you can get downriggers all the way up to electric style downriggers that do everything for you for bigger boats. And you know what? You can actually tie them all together now, you know, with the one boat network system. So you can actually set your downriggers to move based on the bottom content and you know, your ups and downs. It's really, really cool. I can tell you Nick Painovich at Zipple Bay has those on his charter boat and they are really neat. I mean, he can just program those things and they'll actually make adjustments for them. But for your smaller boats, Canon makes a great array of these hand crank downriggers and they're just awesome. Let's see here. This is a really neat product from Flambeau. This is the new crank bank. What's so cool about this is if you look at this thing, I'm actually able to get my cranks out, have them sorted the way I want them sorted, and I don't end up with 20 cranks in a mess. Might have one or two get a little bit tangled up, but for the most part, because these cups hold these cranks, I'm able to just grab the crank out of there I want. And it's got the Z-Rust system in it from Flambeau, so none of these crankbaits are gonna rust. It's a really, really neat product. There's one. That's a decent fish, bud. Is it? Yep. Scoop them up. Scoop them up for the dinner table, my friend.
Oh yeah. There you go.
Perfect. Another good one. 14, I suppose. Ready? All right. Here you go. I'll take it and let you just grab the wheel and I'll get them untangled here. You know, one last thing that I think is really cool about crankbaiting with downriggers too, you can go pretty much any speed you want because that downrigger cable's bringing that lure down there with 8 pounds of weight. So Steve's got it juiced up pretty good right now. I mean, we're going 2.5 when that fish bit. And you can get away with a lot of different speed variances without having to adjust your line length because that downrigger ball is doing the work for you as far as finding the right depth. There we go. Oh yeah. You know, when you don't got much line out, these fish almost hit the surface right away. Here we go. I'm just gonna bring them right in here to you. Good fish, good walleye. Another one of exactly what we're chasing. That right there is the target. I get a hold of them. Dinner tonight. Look at that. Just another 15 incher, 15, 16 inches, one after another. All right. Who would think though that you could pull a downrigger ball right through here in this shallow water?
12 feet of water, it's crazy.
And catch fish.
Yep.
But you can, and that's why I say they're so overlooked. Look at this. The other thing I'll tell you, just switch that one. That's when I took that crawdad red off on and put that pink and purple one on. Man, I'll tell you what, if you don't fish downriggers on your boat, think about picking up a set because you know what? They're so portable, they're so easy to use. And I'll tell you what, there's so many situations that you can actually fish downriggers in on your you know, your personal small size boat. These aren't just made for charter boats. I'll tell you what, you can catch a lot of fish by having downriggers mounted on your boat. John Thelen's Destination Fish has been brought to you by these great sponsors.